Welcome to the WombNiVerse, sisters. This is
Welcome.
welcome, Dr. HerbSistah and
And
Coach.
Ajay, Coach Ajay Wura, Womb Wellness Coach. We're here together to hold space for women to rise and elevate in their natural healing and natural wellness.
Definitely. And we have become fast friends in the last couple months because we realize we are on the same vibration, and we know that's unusual in these days and age, and so we're here to double our power to help women. What I have always been involved in is social justice movements, and I recognize that this is still social justice, and it's
Yes.
social justice around womb wellness. And so the WombNiVerse tour is what we are doing. But we are here. We're going to have the WombNiVerse Sister Circle. We're going to invite y'all to it. We're going to have a link here for you to go into that. We are going to go on tour all around. So you let us know where you live, and we'll come there, especially if you're going to be the ambassador. But we have topics several times a week in which there are things that you want to know, and we have the experience to help you without having to reinvent the wheel. So today we're going to talk about how women do not take time for themselves. I had a sister last night called me. First time I done talked to her since pre-pandemic. So
Wow.
oh, wow. When she texted me, like, can we talk today? And I was working on this and a lot of other things with the WombNiVerse tour. And, I was like, what's up, sis? Because I'm thinking she must be stranded down the street from me, if she was texting me and she was like, no, I'm having menopause symptoms and I said, what you taking? And she said some red clover tea. Well, that's like drinking. It's good that you're trying, but that ain't even started, and so we got into it, and she was saying she was having anxiety and the sads, and I finished up what I was doing, and then I called her because I know this is my mission to help and empower women around their health, their natural health, and their womb wellness. So when someone reaches out to me, I can't just say, I'm sorry, you don't have an appointment. I
Right.
have to give them something, and I talked to her for a few minutes, and it turns out, she is kind of work from home, kind of disappointed because she can't handle the stuff like she used to. Well, guess what? When you go through menopause, your nerves is different. Your mindset
Yes.
is different. Your whole outlook is different. And you're not supposed to be handling stuff the same way. You done spent 50 years doing stuff for everybody but yourself. And now
Exactly.
it's your turn. I mean, tell them, Ajay, coach.
Well, it's something that we've been programmed to do. So
Right.
all of us have done it at some time or another in our lives.
Yes.
What we have to do is deprogram that mindset
Right.
and reprogram ourselves to not being so accessible, not so being readily accessible where people can pull on our energy and pull on our emotions, and that we can't be consumed and involved in everything. We can't be so consumed and involved in everyone's situation.
Right.
We have to learn how to take a step back and not try to be in control, because being in control causes a lot of stress and anxiety, because what we have to understand is we're never in control of anyone or anything but ourselves.
True.
That's
True.
just something we got to learn. I
Right.
know we want to be in control. I know our mothers showed us a lot of controlling behaviors, but that has also created a door opening for disease.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we
Yes.
know that it causes stress, because when you feel like you can't control something, you still try to control it.
Right.
Even when your woman's intuition tell you can't,
Right.
you have to step back. We still are resilient and hard-headed to think that we can work it out. And
Right.
so that's the confusion that starts to be emotionally imbalanced, definitely mental imbalances, that causes you that anxiety that you feel like I used to could handle this, but now I can't. Like
Right.
you were saying, your body has went through a change.
Yes, it
Our
has.
bodies are, as women, change a lot. We have
Right.
not been taught the different changes that our bodies go through. So we're
Exactly.
not aware of
Hmm.
what changes have taken place. We still trying to do what we've always done, how
Right.
we've always done it. And the
Right.
body and the mind and the soul is saying, no, ma'am.
Right.
No, ma'am.
Exactly.
That's over with.
That's
And if
over.
you don't get into the transformational order of where your mind and your body and your soul, because your mind, your body, and your soul knows your destiny.
Hmm.
So the mind, the body, and the soul is saying, no, this is no longer part of your destiny. This is not what you should be doing anymore,
Right.
regardless of whether you used to do it or not. The
Right.
time has expired now.
Right. 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 You done moved on to a new season.
So
You know.
now you have to elevate and evolve mentally, spiritually, emotionally to be in divine order and divine alignment. If you don't, sis, you will suffer.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? You will cause unnecessary suffrage to
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And that is when you start feeling less than, you start doubting yourself. Fear starts taking over. You start worrying more. You just are out of sorts and you know it and you don't know what to do about it. And guess what? What you're actually doing is saying, hello, disease, come on in, sickness,
Because of
come
that
on in.
stress. Because of
Come
that
on
stress.
in. I'm
Yeah.
calling for you. And you
Right.
start actually being a magnet for low vibrational diseases to come in and attack headaches, anxiety attacks, you know, all
Digestive.
different. Your menstrual cycle is different. Your
Yeah.
hormones is different. Your appetite start being different. Your
Right.
mood swings start being different. There's a
Right.
lot of different things that start occurring and you don't quite know what they are and you're baffled by them. You're like, what is going on with me? That's
And
when you need to take a step back.
right.
That's
And
when you need to rest and replenish and rejuvenate yourself. But all of the things and all of the people that you've trained,
right. That's what I
they're
was
not going to
telling her.
want you to do that.
Sis, you
They're not
gotta
going to
tell
want you to
people
do that.
no. Yeah. You
They're
gotta tell
still
people
going
no.
to want and they're still going to pull. And
Right.
you have to create boundaries.
Right.
So
And
yes, Dr. Eshe, that's the beautiful thing about this message is that it's not anything that you're going through that any other black woman or any other woman don't go through, but you got to learn how to navigate through it in a healthy way.
right.
If
Right.
not, you're going to get negative response from your body, from your mind, from your soul, and I'm gonna tell you, it's going to wear you down. It's going to wear you thin, and
Right.
that is what we're trying to avoid. And
Right.
so that's why we're having these different podcasts. So as sisters, as women, that is here for ourselves to love, to care, to elevate, and to evolve each other in natural health and wellness, we got to share because there's things that Dr. Eshe know that I don't know. There's things that I come in contact with, and Dr. Eshe be like, "Yeah, that's right. We are in tune with each other divinely."
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
we
we need to come together in this way, which is why we're going on the WombNiVerse tour to
are. Right.
create sister circles all around the country, all around the nation, so
Right.
we can give ourselves permission and
Permission.
allowance to be
Yeah.
well again. It's very
Right.
important that we give ourselves permission and we
Right.
allow ourselves to say, you know what? Something's not right with me.
Right. And
Something's
that's what
not
I
right
told
with me.
her.
I'm
Give
not quite
yourself
sure what
permission.
it is, but I'm gonna
Right.
reach out to Dr. Eshe. I'm gonna reach out to Life Coach Ajay and just
Yeah.
get on these stream, these podcasts, and I just
And
gotta
come to
learn
our sister
myself.
circle. Come to our sister circle that we're gonna have online. We're gonna have
Right,
sisters there from all over the world because women need this information. Women need to know that there's nothing wrong with you. Do not take the anti-anxiety medicine because that's all they got for you because they don't know. I mean, you can't ask somebody, MD who has never had any of the menopausal issues or may not even be a woman and they'll give
right,
you anti-anxiety medicine and then you don't feel good again because you don't do well on medicine.
right, because that triggers even more low
It's a whole
vibrational
nother
emotion.
level, whole nother level. So I was telling her, you got to give yourself permission and in the groups that I always have people map out and write up a permission slip for themselves that they can look at regularly, so they know, we are, in the class that I teach, grown ass women, and you can determine how to use your time. And if you choose not to delve into somebody else's drama because they didn't seek your advice before they got into it, then you don't have to. If at your job they still want you to clean up other people's stuff because you've been doing it, you don't have to if it's not your job. I mean, there's a lot of fear that's involved in aging sometimes, because women don't recognize exactly how they're going to be from here on. And that fear is what keeps them performing in the same way.
Right, because you don't know how to be different.
You don't know how to be different, and you don't know that it's okay that you are different.
Yes.
And I told her, I said, girl, sis, your nerves not the same. That's why people say, elder women are mean. They not mean. They tired of your shit.
Yeah, they're fed up.
They done. And I just saw the other day, a lot of older women who have been in marriages for 20, 30, 40 years getting divorced. Why? Because they change and they not willing to fill that same role anymore. And it's nothing wrong with that,
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I told her, I said, that's why I done went through 3.5 husbands, because I changed and they didn't. And I didn't want to perform whatever the initial agreement was,
Or expectations. Because people have unrealistic expectations of us. And a lot of time we have trained people to think of that way of us. And then when we're ready to no longer be that way, we don't know how to express ourselves in a way to say, that's the old me.
That's the old me.
That's what I used to do.
The old you could be yesterday before somebody almost wiped you out in a car accident. That's how fast you could change,
Like that.
And I'm reading a book right now called Emotional Labor, which is about women and how we are taught early on to take on other people's emotional labor, and everybody expects it, particularly women of color. Black women,
yes,
it's what the whole world expects from us, is to take on their emotional labor,
And we have carried it for so long, and it's now time. Our bodies, our wombs, our minds, our spirit, our souls is telling us that time has expired.
Enough.
It's a new day, and it's a new time. And so that's why we're doing this work,
our power differently,
and coming out and sharing it. Because when I coach and talk to and steam a lot of women, this is the exact conversation that we're talking about.
Yep.
I mean, the exact conversation where women are saying, Ajay, I am tired. I am just so tired. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I can't keep continuing to do this. Right. And so my husband, he still needs me the same. My kids still need me the same. The church still need me the same. My job need me the same. But I don't have anything. I don't have enough capacity to give anymore. What do I do about that? I need my job. Of course, I love my husband, my kids. You got to put some boundaries in place, sis. You got to allow people to know who you once was and who you are no longer.
Well, you
got to be okay. You got to be okay with that. It's something that you have to embrace and engage in, the new you. It's not about being mean or selfish or
that's the big word right there. Is a lot of us have been taught selfish, and selfish is the word that all of us are trying to avoid, know, but it's not selfish.
It's also causing stress too.
It's self-love. And it's nothing wrong with self-love, according to a whole nother standard that women were not allowed to have previous to some years ago. These are new generations, and each generation is becoming more and more permissible to be able to love yourself and say it out loud, not sneak and do it. You ain't got to sneak.
I love myself. Like,
it's not self-care. I love myself. It's good things,
It changes your vibration. It changes your frequency.
Your energy. It changes your energy, changes your energy. we love that you came to spend your time with us today. And we are going to be here a couple times a week. The WombNiVerse. Look out for the links for the WombNiVerse Sister Circle. You need a tour in your area. We got a million things that women relate to help them be able to be their best selves and empower them. And we want to come to your place. You know, as I was telling Ajay once before, and we'll be going. Yes, unapologetically is the best way to look at it, because yes, so we're going to be back here. Make sure that you forward this podcast to your sister friends and people who need it. Come back here, and we're going to be here, and we are the WombNiVerse. All of us.
We are coming to the WombNiVerse tour. Will be so coming to a city near you.
We love you, and we're going to see you soon. Have a great herbal day. Empower yourself. Yes. Yes.
Rise your vibration.